Awareness with the irrepressible Basil Gold, the television show that changes lives. Revelations to awaken your senses. Truths and myths about environmental and health alternatives. And now, acclaimed worldwide by Entrepreneur Magazine, researcher and investigative reporter, the man who tells it like it is, your host, Mr. Basil Gold.
If you're suffering like I was, please watch this show, Awareness with Basil Gold. It saved my life and will change yours. You owe it to yourself to watch this show.
And now, we're going to show you how you can kill Candida, herpes, influenza, conjunctivitis, gingivitis, and actually destroy fungi and parasites in your body with an all 100% citrus bioextract. That means it's all natural, folks. And to do this, I've invited Rena Davis from Oregon. She runs a clinic up there, and she's had 20 years experience in clinical nutrition, biochemistry, homeopathy, reflexology, and dark field microscopy. So we are actually going to do live blood cells today, right here in your face. Keep watching. This is phenomenal. You're going to see Candida right there on the screen, and we're going to show you how we treat it with this 100% bio extract of all natural citrus extract. So Rena, thank you so much for flying into Vegas today.
Well, Basil, thank you so much for inviting me. It's nice to finally meet the man who tells it like it is.
Well, who else is going to do that, Rena? We've got to go out there and do it.
Well, you know, it's real interesting what we found in our research with this product and candidiasis. You know, Basil, I don't think people are aware in our country of how serious candidiasis really is and how many of us are suffering from it. Symptoms of fatigue, depression, poor digestion, so many of the things, allergies, urinary tract infection, so many conditions that Americans talk about every day and don't realize are potentially from systemic candidiasis. We are the antibiotic society. We are the Kool-Aid society. And because our diets have been poor, high in sugar, high in processed foods, high in refined grains, high in fermented things, many of us are craving these foods. Many of us have Candida and don't know it, even though we are having the symptoms of it. And there's been, of course, lots of research in the field. Dr. Leo Galland in New York City now uses this citrus extract specifically for the treatment of Candida and other microbial infections of the body.
What impressed me a lot was Dr. Parrish, who is an investigator for the FDA and Human Health Services. He spoke about and actually endorsed it as a preservative.
Yes, he did, and he did additional testing and using it to treat histolytica and E. coli as well as candidiasis.
And salmonella too, I read.
Salmonella. And you know, Basil, as well as I, this last year we've heard nothing in the newspapers almost on a daily basis. E. coli, salmonella outbreaks, some deaths. Even our pets are at risk now, and certainly agriculturally we are looking at difficulties with these conditions.
I understand that you can do a test here on your microscope by taking blood, my blood or somebody's blood, and show us the Candida and the yeast and all kinds of things, and then actually take a couple of drops of this citrus extract and bingo, problem gone.
Right, so if we get a volunteer, we can do that, and if the volunteer is demonstrating bacteria and yeast, we can draw a live blood specimen, which then will come up on the monitor.
Now this will be somebody who eats fast foods, sugars, flours.
Our classic junk food junkie. That's what we need.
That'll be our cameraman Phil on camera 3. Phil, could you come in here a second, please, kiddo? Thank you. Let's have a look at Phil's blood. Now, folks, I don't know if you know it, but cheeseburgers, hamburgers, French fries, white bread, well, not all bread, any flour, eating these things, and especially sugar and candy, please don't give these to your kids. You think you're doing them good by bringing them home some candy after work or because you smacked them last night, which you shouldn't do anyhow. Bring him home some fruit. Start eating fruits and vegetables. How are we doing over here, Rena?
We'll have a
we're gonna get some blood from him?
And I think he's got plenty.
Well, I'm glad you didn't take me. I hate these pricks. I know
Well, they do hurt. There's no two ways about it. They do hurt.
Okay, so keep your eye on this, folks, and you're going to see we're going to do this all in your face so that, ooh,
Now,
let's
Phil,
catch the prick, yeah.
we're just going to do it over on the side
Ouch.
where the nerves are the lowest, and to make sure we have a real clean specimen, we're going to pull up the second drop, and if you can hold real still for me, we're going to catch that up, just like that. Put a cover slip on it, and voila, we'll turn up the light on the microscope. Now, while I bring up your blood, why don't, Basil, you give him some water with the citrus extract in it so that our count can be going.
Okay, I got some water there for him. So we're going to put in, like, come on. It's slow in coming out. What's up here?
Oh, you probably just have a
There we
little
go.
bit of an air pocket.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that enough?
Oh, that should be plenty. That's enough to get us a good test. Oh, you see that little guy on the screen right there in the center?
That one?
Yep, that's a round donut microbial parasite.
That one, that was...
Oh, he just hooked up with some buddies there on the yeast.
And what do we have there?
Yeah, some more yeast. If we give the specimen just a second, Basil, it may break up for us. Now, this is classically called rouleau formation. These are the red cells. And when they chain up or aggregate in this fashion, ooh, there's a big yeast right there. See it? Right there. Floating along.
there?
Right here. Right there.
Oh, the white one.
Yeah, so he's got quite a lot.
So now what we're going to find is that after... Did he drink that? Oh, you got to drink that.
Yeah. Here, let me...
You got to drink that.
Can you get it? There we go.
And water with the citrus extract in it. You don't have to gulp it. Enjoy it.
It is slightly bitter, so sometimes it's better to just let him drink it.
Oh, that's a bad one, right?
Yeah.
All right, now, Phil has drank the water with the citrus extract in it, and if you have a last look here at the screen, you will see the yeast, which is very predominant over there, over there, over there, and over here. This is going to all disappear, right, Rena?
Yes.
All right, we'll be back in a few seconds, folks, and we'll take a look and see how this bioextract has worked on Phil's body. Thank you, Phil. We'll be right back. All right, folks, so now what I wanted to tell you, you can also use this as a humidifier in your home so that if one person has a cold, nobody in the house gets it. Just by spraying it, it's antivirus. It kills all the viruses, right?
That's correct.
Hospitals?
You can use it in hospitals. They should be used in every hospital, in air conditioning units, on airplanes. We wouldn't get sick after we come home from every trip. Diaper pails, countertops, toilet seats. In my office, I use it on massage tables, on the telephones, on the computer keyboards.
Everything. Okay, I got the point. I got the point there. Fruits and vegetables we can wash.
Yes.
With this. All right, folks. Now we're going to get Phil back in.
Okay.
And we're going to have a look at his blood now after he's had a glass of this citrus extract. So thank you, Phil, for coming in. While they're doing that, folks, let me tell you, the mildew in your house, smoke in your house, this can all be eliminated. But most importantly, I got to tell you that the swimming pool, the jacuzzi, and the spa, let's have a look at that finger. Let's see that blood coming out. Well, keep it over there where the camera can see it, Phil.
And so I can see too, Phil. Hold still. We're going to catch it up now.
All right.
And thank you so much
by
for
putting
being
it in
a
your
good
swimming
sport.
pool, it is actually curative. It's good for you, as opposed to chlorine that is bad and kills millions of blood cells. So now we're going to go back to the screen. Now, what is this? Let's have a look at this here on camera. Before you take that out there, please,
Just bring it
Renee.
Focus. So
What do
that
we
you
got
can
here?
see. You see these dark black
These
lines look like
stripes?
spider webs?
Yeah.
That's bacteria growing
And that's
in
going
the
to
blood.
disappear?
Yes.
Okay.
And these large white puff balls, now it's a...
Yeast.
Yeast.
That's going to disappear.
It's going to disappear.
Okay, and you got the blood?
I have.
So now let's get rid of this picture and put his new blood in,
All
and
right,
let's
so
have a
just
look.
let me roll the
how
microscope
this all did.
forward here.
I know that dermatologists have been using this for cleansing the skin as well. And
Now, will you take a look at the screen, please?
Okay. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Whoa, look at that change. The blood cells are no longer aggregated in chain formation. I don't see no black stripes. This is impressive. I am impressed with that. That is very impressive. Wonderful. Look at that. We don't see any bacteria stripes anymore. No white candida. That is great. Folks, Rena, first and foremost, thank you so much for coming in. I know you had to ship all this equipment down for us. It's wonderful. I hope you also that there is a natural way to get rid of your candida, your yeast, your gingivitis, conjunctivitis, and everything else you want to add to that.
Well, and to protect your home, your family, and your environment. And at the same time, be safe to Mother Earth.
All right, folks, give me a call. I'll tell you how this is all done. I know we can't do it all today, but if you give us a call, give my office a call, I'll tell you how you can get hold of these natural bioextracts that are not commonly available on the market, and we don't sell anything on the show. This show is all about teaching you alternatives, what we can do in a natural way that's good for Mother Earth and good for you.
Awareness, health, and environmental alternatives. Starring internationally acclaimed investigative reporter, compelled to help change people's lives. Two-time winner Crystal Awards, the man who tells it like it is, Basil Gold.
What you're about to witness will absolutely startle you and make you mad. My guest today is John Barron, none other than the editor-in-chief of the Barron Report. Now, John walked away from pre-med 25 years ago to look for real cutting-edge nutritionals. John has studied for 25 years in nutritionals, and guess what? John is also listed in the who's who, the global who's who of business. And we are privy to have him today to speak about nutritional problems that we are experiencing in life. So welcome, John Barron.
Thank you, Basil. It's an honor to be on your show. And folks, I'd like to take a second and let you know how important this show is. The work that Basil is doing is pioneering. It's changing the consciousness of America and the world. It's vital work you're doing, Basil. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you so much for being here. I mean, I know that you have requests all the time to come on television, but let's get right into what the problem is. So many women are suffering today. Ladies, you need to stay tuned and listen to this. Men, you need to keep watching, because coming up further in the show are some things for you as well. What is it that women are suffering all these menopausal problems, premenstrual problems? What causes all this?
Okay. We're talking about a problem, Basil, that affects every woman who lives in the industrialized world, every woman between the ages of 13 and 117. And the problem is exposure to xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens are mostly petroleum-based synthetic estrogens that are omnipresent in the environment, in our food supply, in our water. They're sprayed on our foods and herbicides and pesticides. It's in the plastic packaging. These synthetic estrogens, there are several problems associated with them. One is your body cannot distinguish the difference between the synthetic estrogens and natural estrogens. Two, they're significantly more powerful than natural estrogens, potent in amounts even as little as 1/1000th of a gram. And then maybe the biggest problem of all is that in combination they're even more important. I'll give you one example. Chlordane, which is a common pesticide used in home gardens.
Right.
Okay. That will amplify the effect of the almost 50 petrochemicals that you find in your plastic packaging, in your water, and laundry detergents by as much as 1,600 times.
Wow. Now, women are suffering this, and they don't really know why.
No.
And doctors are prescribing estrogen for them. But we'll get into that in a little while. We have some footage that this major research that was done on the women's problems. We have some footage on that we can show today, right?
Right. We're going to talk about here, the problem is that the estrogens go out of balance, and we'll see some footage that shows you what that represents.
Okay, well, let's take a look at this footage.
Testosterone tells boys to become men, while estrogens tell girls to become women. The problem occurs when various hormones get out of balance. Estrogen, for example, is balanced by progesterone. In a normal menstrual cycle, estrogen triggers the start of the cycle, progesterone kicks in to counter the side effects of excessive estrogen, and then declines to signal the start of menstruation. When the balance of this cycle is upset by excessive amounts of unrestrained high-potency estrogens, the effects are far-ranging and disastrous. Some high-potency estrogens, such as estrone and estradiol, are produced by the body itself. But far and away the greatest problem comes from a powerful, destructive petrochemical-based xenoestrogens. Not only are these xenoestrogens omnipresent in our meats and dairy products, grains and vegetables, and even our water supply, but they are considerably more potent than estrogens made by the ovaries.
All right, John, what I want to address, and ladies, you need to hear this, we want to address the symptoms that women are suffering. I know you're having premenstrual cramps, menopausal problems, loss of hair, tender breasts. There are so many. What are all the symptoms we have?
Quickly, some of the others. Higher risks of endometrial cancer, breast cancer, bone loss, loss of libido, sleeplessness, the whole range of problems that women have.
Osteoporosis setting in.
Yes.
Now the question is, folks, you go to the doctor. What does the doctor do? From the physician's desktop guide, he recommends Premarin.
Premarin is one of the two, yes.
Provera.
That's the other one.
Tell us about those two, please.
Okay. Premarin is made from horse urine. It's a conjugated estrogen. And if you actually look in the physician's desk reference, the very first thing blocked out is a warning on cancer. And this the doctor is prescribing to you. The real question is, if estrogen got you there in the first place, why do you want more of it?
Ludicrous.
Ludicrous. So the other alternative...
What does it say right there? It tells you? How does it say?
Estrogens have been reported to increase the risk of endometrial carcinoma in postmenopausal women.
And breast cancer.
And breast cancer.
I noticed that they had breast cancer as well. So your doctor's prescribing these things, and you don't really need them. But your doctor you believe. Believe me. Believe John. This is 25 years of research. Continue on those lines, please, John.
Okay. The other alternative is Provera, not a natural form of progesterone, a synthetic. It doesn't exist in nature. It's called medroxyprogesterone. It's made, and you need to understand this, because the pharmaceutical companies cannot patent a natural substance. So they make an artificial substance, has a whole range of side effects, everything from acne to birth defects. Natural progesterone has no known side effects at all.
But of course your doctor could not recommend you go and get natural progesterone, because first of all he wouldn't even know where you find it. Where do you find natural progesterone?
Well, you can find it in transdermal creams available at health food stores, but you need to know which are the good ones. I think it would be worth also taking a look at this from a woman's perspective to see how the problem relates to women in particular. And we have some more video footage for that.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's go to that footage and see how the woman's take on this whole thing. Okay, check this out.
PMS problems all my life, and that's anything from moods and depression, severe cramping, and in the last 10 years it's been worst of all. I would have 2 days where I can't even leave the house. It was so bad.
I've had problems over the years with PMS, raging hormones, mood swings, exploding on my husband.
I've always had extreme cramping, headaches, and depression. Right after I had the hysterectomy, I started experiencing mood swings, hot flashes, a lot of depression, and a tremendous amount of sleeplessness.
An examination of your uterus reveals significant abnormality. You're told your uterus is precancerous. Your hysterectomy is scheduled. Your uterus removed. This is absolutely and totally unacceptable. Every woman should be furious. The only natural balancer to excessive estrogen in the body is natural progesterone, not more estrogen.
So, John, what are the effects in society with all this estrogen that is being forced on women, children, us, without our knowledge?
Well, even more frightening than everything I've talked about so far, children. Puberty for young girls used to be 15 or 16, now as young as 8 or 9. You look in grade school, you'll see girls developing. Young boys, male children, almost epidemic, the number born without fully descended testicles. You talk about fertility.
Sperm counts, right
Sperm
down.
count, last 35 years, sperm count has dropped by 50%, and over 50% of all women by the time they're 30 no longer release eggs, effectively sterile.
So how do we get a solution for the women?
Well, there's only one
You
solution.
know, folks, sorry, you know that I always give the problem and the solution. There is a solution. Keep watching.
There's only one solution. There's only one natural balancer to excess estrogen in the body. It's natural progesterone.
Right.
And because of exposure to xenoestrogens, you need to supplement with a natural progesterone supplement administered transdermally, absorbed through the skin.
Right. You put it on the tender spots around the breast, the thighs, and this creates the balance.
That's it.
And you have to create a balance because society is pouring the wrong things on you, so you have to balance it out.
And you will find that about 70% of all women, if they use a good cream, will experience relief of most symptoms in as little as 1 minute or less. Given a longer time, dissolves fibrocystic problems in the breast, fibroid tumors, relieves endometriosis. It's incredible, the results that can happen.
This is absolutely so important for you ladies to know this information. We've got some more footage for you to have a look at, unless you had something more you wanted to add to that.
Now, let's again see what happens when women use this formula, a progesterone formula, the kinds of results they're getting.
Okay, let's have a look at it right now. Check that out.
If I have cramps or my breasts really hurt and I rub it in, the pain diminishes within 60 seconds. I also notice that every single day when I'm using it, my moods are better, I just feel good, I don't suffer from fuzzy thinking.
Within the first month, 6 weeks, I could tell that I had mellowed out. My mood swings were no longer there.
At this time, I'm no longer taking Premarin. I have no mood swings. I have no depressions. I sleep well, and I feel better than I've ever felt in my life.
The question is, what can we do about this? Well, I don't have enough time to show you today, folks. So what I'm going to do is, John, these tapes, we have a tape here, explains exactly all the problems and what creams you should get. And it's called Every Woman Should Be Furious. Now, I'd like to give this away free of charge.
Be my guest.
Hundreds. Give them away to the people.
Absolutely.
Give us a call. You'll get this absolutely free of charge. Thank God I'm a man. I don't have to worry about these things.
We mean in addition to the lowered sperm count?
Oh.
Let me quickly tell you about the alligators in the Everglades. A few years ago, they released some xenoestrogens in the Everglades, and over a couple of generations, the penis size of the alligator shrank by 75%, Basil.
And they could no longer reproduce.
The population declined.
So, men, you need to know this. You all need to watch it. It's absolutely free. So give us a call. At the end of the show is my number, and we'll send you this absolutely free. Thank you very much, John, for coming in.
Thank you, Basil.